Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. Two collectors with a common love of baseball cards. A league of her own, Mr. Enfuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast, season 3. I'm your host, Adrian from A League of Her Own on YouTube.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Enfuego.
Season 3 battle. Can you believe it?
Season 3.
I want to thank all of you that listen in and watch us here live on YouTube. Couldn't have done it without you. Season 2 ended off with a bang. The views and everything just keep going up for the podcast. And I can't help it. I got to share this, Mr. Enfuego. I got to share this.
By all means.
Mr. Enfuego was watching Striker Breaks the other day, and he did a super chat in there saying, "What's up to Striker?" And Mr. Enfuego didn't say a word. I went back and watched it, and he was like, "Hey, keep up what you're doing with the podcast. I really like it." And Mr. Enfuego texted me, and I was just like, "No way!" And I watched it, and I've been freaking out ever since. So it's very exciting. So Striker, if you're out there listening, we dig you, man, and really appreciate that. So, yeah. So you guys, we've got a new season to start off here. We've got a lot of the same topics we're going to reiterate, but we got some new little animations to show you and such. So we're going to get right into it. What do you think, Battle?
Hopefully, with the new year, we're going to have some new positive stuff kicking off the new year. But from what we got for everybody today, I highly doubt it.
We're going to try to mix it up. We're going to try to keep it a good balance here for you. All right, you guys, let's get right into them upcoming releases. All right, guys. So we're in a little bit of a dry spell in between products right now, but we do have some things coming up, and we did have something drop on Tops that we actually watched a video on today of the first time we've seen it open. So earlier, let's see, Wednesday, Bowman Draft Sapphire dropped on Tops, sold out pretty much immediately, $379.99 per box. Keeps on going up. And you could also get cases for $3,799.99. Those 10 boxes to a case. We did see one rip of that. We're going to probably next week see a ton more of that and talk about it some more next week. But you know, I love Sapphire. It's an expensive product, but they are beautiful cards. I may or may not have ordered another box with my MVP buyback money of the Bowman Chrome Sapphire that hopefully I'll be showing a video on next week. Also, coming up, it says it's scheduled for the 5th, which was yesterday, but actually Leaf Metal Baseball is actually going to be dropping on the 17th, looking like that got pushed back. Also on the 17th, 2023, Bowman's Best. Excited for that. It's a beautiful product. And the long-awaited 2023 Stadium Club is expected to drop on the 14th. I wanted to kind of share some images of these three products here. Do my best to talk it out, Mr. Enfuego and I, for those of you listening on podcast format here. Leaf Metal Baseball is a beautiful product.
Just a minor correction real quick before anybody starts going off on the chat. We meant to say for Stadium Club, release is the 24th.
What did I say?
You said the 14th.
I said the 14th. I apologize. Yes. 24th, guys. All right. On the screen here, I'm showing you some of this Leaf Metal Baseball. They're going to be around $150. That's showing on eBay. I'm going to imagine it's probably close to the same. As you can see, they're beautiful product. They're just, no logos. This is, Leaf, I think, has nicer looking stuff than Panini for the most part, but it's considered to be lower than Panini.
That kills me.
I know, but here you see one of the encased Paul Skeens 1-of-1. It's Leaf Metal draft card. So Paul Skeens is one of the top guys you're looking for in Bowman Draft. There's a nice dual auto, Zach Neto and Nolan Chanel. But, just kind of an idea. And here's the breakdown of it. Each hobby box has 5 autographs, 1 pre-production proof autograph. Those are the encased ones, and 2 base cards. They also have this in a jumbo hobby box style, 7 autographs, 2 of the pre-production proof autographs. There's 1 slabbed and 1 top loaded, and then there's 4 base cards.
Now the addition of the base cards is new, is it not?
It is. This used to be strictly all autos and numbered cards. Now they're putting some base cards in that because, I guess why not? Won't be purchasing any of this. I won't be watching any rips of this. It's that low on the scale for me. I have seen some of these cards in person. If somebody gave me one for free, I wouldn't turn it away.
Right.
And I'm not trying to rag too hard on them. It's just not my thing. If please let me know in the comments or let us know, email us on the website. What do you guys think about Leaf products in general? All right. So we also discussed Bowman's Best, one of my favorite products of the year. Normally, let me bring that up here for you guys. As you can see here, it's going to have a beautiful design. We're showing a Corbin Carroll. Looks like a gold refractor here, kind of a gold wave-ish looking. And then there's a a Bowman, like 90-ish style looking card of Drew Jones here. He's sitting in the metal or like a statue of a glove wearing like regular clothes. So kind of what's a throwback to the Mariano Rivera years, that 92 Bowman, kind of the same kind of thing.
Nobody could do it like the Sandman, though.
Yeah, copy that. Hobby Box is looking to be about $340. That's the buy it now on eBay. They might be a little bit cheaper on.
I know
the
for David
pre-order.
Adams, just knock off about $20 to $30.
$20-$30 cheaper on David Adams, probably same on blowout cards. Let's see what they've got here for the rundown this year. Usually it's 2 boxes into a master box, and each one has an auto in the. Okay, this product right here originally dropped on December 18th, $269.99 on Tops. That would have been your best deal for that. And just looking at the new refractors and parallels they have here. Beautiful Francisco Alvarez card. This is a really cool looking shellacked insert. They're showing a Mike Trout one. Got a nice Junior Camarino autograph they're showing. There's this family tree. There's dual autos and triple autos of that. So they've got a Matt Holliday, Jackson Holliday here. When I first saw this, I was kind of like, oh, what's this like leafy looking? I don't know.
Now that makes me wonder how many family tree triple autos are we gonna see that have 3 relatives that played?
That's a good one. There's probably more than we realize, but
for those of you that are listening or who's in the chat, comment down below. Let us know what trio has been in the MLB.
I can think of one right now that's like low key, like Dante Bichette, Bo and Dante Bichette Jr. I think would be considered one.
Okay.
Just a thought, but I bet you there's a ton more. I bet you the chat and emails are going to light up for that. Okay, the breakdown here: 6 packs per inner mini box, 2 mini boxes per master box, 8 master boxes per case. You get 4 autographs, beautiful cards. Not a bad deal there. And last but not least, I gotta show off. As far as as far as imagery goes, most beautiful set of baseball cards you're gonna see. The long-awaited 2023 Topps Stadium Club Baseball. You can see we're showing a really cool image here. Francisco Alvarez just kind of chilling out in his warm-ups, throwing a ball up and down. The Beam Team, which is always a super awesome insert card that people love to collect. They're showing an autographed one of Albert Pujols. Looking about 130. I'm going to bet like on David Adams and blowout cards, probably going to be the 120 range for a hobby box of this. Right. Hobby box pre-sales were initially sold on September 21st on Topps for $109.99. There was a pushback on this due to quality control issues. I do have a link to an article about that. I might share it with you a little bit here on the live stream as well. That is in the description if you're interested in that. But they pushed it back for quality control. Now I know a lot of us are like frustrated. We've wanted this for a while. I'm like, oh, I keep getting pushed back. But if it was a really bad product, we would have been annoyed opening it if it was really jacked up. So if they're correcting the issue and we're going to get some beautiful cards, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's see. The members only inserts are 1 per case. Let's see. Is this 2 autos or did they drop this product down to 1 auto?
No. So with the new format, I believe it's the compact format. It's only going to have the 1 auto.
Oh, correct. Okay. The compact one will have 1 auto and the regular hobby box should have the 2.
Yes.
Ooh, here's a nice insert they're showing here. The Going Yard autographs.
And the one plus about this, all the autos are on card.
Ooh, very nice. And there you go. The hobby box, 2 autographs, compact box, 1 autograph, and then the blaster boxes, you're going to get a master photo base variation topper. So super excited for that there. All right. Those are our upcoming releases. Let's get into our product reviews. And that's all we have for product review. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't have really anything new coming out other than we just saw today one channel doing a rip of the Bowman Sapphire, the Bowman Draft Sapphire that just released last Wednesday on top. So, like I said, stay tuned. There's going to be more rips of that very soon. Other than that, as far as new stuff being open, there's a lot of Bowman Draft out there that we've discussed in the past few weeks. So I wanted to bring up something. Just want to throw that out there for some of you that may not know, some of you that might not have hobby shops near you. This is something I used to do once a month on my channel, was open boom boxes. Now this is a subscription company that sends you a box, and they have different tiers, but they send you a few hobby packs from different products. The higher the tier, the more you pay, the more packs you get. So, if I can bring that up, I did see some openings of that this week, and I did see on RGL's channel another subscription box. You guys know Filmington. If you're not familiar with Filmington, YouTube channel's got a lot of analytical, like baseball card information on there, and he sends these rookie explosion boxes out every month. I think it's super hard to get in on that. I think I haven't looked over there in a while, but his are fun because he'll give you a list of what products he's sending you and what rookies you're chasing out of those products. They're super fun. RGL Run Good Life had saved all his for like the whole year, or maybe several years. I'm not sure. Maybe multiple. Maybe he buys more than one subscription, and he opened like all of them in one sitting on his channel, and it was a lot of fun to watch a lot of these different packs being opened.
Yeah,
from different years and stuff, and what rookies to look for. He pulled a Rafael Devers Bowman first card. Oh man, what else? He pulled a really nice Anthony Volpe out of Cosmic. I think it was a gold refractor, I think, if I recall. But what are your thoughts on those?
I've actually picked up a box from this company, and I did put the link in the chat. And for those that's going to be listening and are interested in it, you're going to want to type in the original boombox.com. And they do have their different tiers there and different prices. And they do have a theme monthly of their subscriptions. But yeah, I do like the fact that and I kind of it should go without saying, but it's like, to me, from what I've seen, because I've only done it once, it's like the higher the tier that you subscribe to or you actually purchase, the better the odds you have of getting that big hit. So I did the middle tier, and I was pretty pleased with the results that I got out of it. They give you, like you said, the listing of what's in the box. They give you what you're chasing, and they give you the odds. And as a bonus, they even throw in a one touch in there.
When I did, you had an opportunity to pull a ticket also to get into a drawing to win something. Do they still do that?
Yes.
So I've got the screen pulled up here for those of you on YouTube. I went straight, they've got everything: football ones, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, UFC, and then they've got build your own. So I know they've got ways you can mix and match as well. And you can buy individual packs and stuff on the site. The cheapest subscription they've got, $53.99, was the one that I went to first here, and you can get this month. They were featuring 2023 Bowman Chrome Hobby pack. So you get one pack. See, and for each pack here, they're giving you the odds of getting a hit out of there. So those hobby boxes have 2 autos, so you've got a 1 in 6 chance to get something out of that pack. They're also doing 2023 Topps Chrome Hobby, 1 in 24. They've got an old 2022 Gypsy Queen with 2 autos per hobby box, so you've got a 1 in 12 chance there. And then 2023 Top Series 1, you've got a 1 in 24 chance there. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but pretty sure if you go to your hobby shop and bought one of each of these packs, if they have boxes open of it, you'd probably pay a little bit less. But for someone like me without a hobby shop, where if I want to just pick up a couple packs, see different stuff, this is a nice option. I'm gonna go back to the baseball here and go so they've got an $89.99, $139.99,
And then
and
your standard boom box of $53.99.
yeah, that was the one I was just at, but the most expensive one was the $259.99, and like Mr. Fuego said, you got better chances here, as you can see with these odds of getting something. Like, for example, they've got a museum collection mini box in there. You're gonna get a hit because each one of those mini boxes has a hit. And as I was saying about the promo tickets,
So this
Soto
month is Juan
ticket.
Soto.
Yeah, 1 in 10 tickets in your box, and you'll have a chance to win the top prizes, which is a Juan Soto Red Hickory autograph bat. It's awesome. And yes, I do love how they give you a one touch. And I think I'm going to get back on this. And I just don't know which tier I'm going to do yet. Probably one of the middle ones there. So yeah, pretty cool. And you can scroll down, see the other packs they have if you wanted to pick up just a pack of something.
And I know there's other websites that do this kind of formatting with subscription packs. Like in the chat right now, I see Filmington happens to be another one. So yeah, you have those. You have another one that I believe it's called the Fly Box, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So there's an abundance of small business owners out there that are taking packs out of random hobby and retail products, combining them into one, and then just strategically putting these boxes together. So it's a good idea.
Yeah. Here's that rookie explosion box by Filmington here.
Yeah.
The rcexplosionbox.com is that site, and I'm just curious. Oh, he's got some different
tiers as well.
Different tiers is going here. Oh, we got the high end. Let's see. Subscription $159.99 a month, $87.99 a month. And then this football one is sold out. Down here, the one-time purchases, original baseball. Okay, so he's definitely added some more stuff, and football now too. I don't remember him having football before.
Yeah, I don't recall that either.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's something I enjoyed watching this week when I was watching cards get ripped and things of that nature. So yeah. All right. That's what I've got for our product reviews.
Yeah, that's all we got to work with, really.
Yeah. How about some hobby news?
Let's get into some news.
Get it. All right, guys. Got a couple things to talk about. I think I'll start short and sweet here with PSA's got a new special going on this month, and I am excited about it. Even more excited when I started putting my first submission together, seeing that this modern sports card special that they've got going, which in this particular case is 1993 cards and newer. They're doing $14.99 per card. If you are a PSA club member, by the way, you have to pay a yearly fee to be in this club. And the other nice thing about the special is instead of like the value bulk standards where you had to have at least 20 cards, they're only requiring 10 cards. So I will be sending out several of these this month.
There's a catch to this special, though. You know, with every good thing, there's always a catch.
Oh,
in this case, yes, the cards minimum submission is 10, $14.99, but the declared value is only at $199, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And on top of that, the turnaround time, we're looking at roughly around 50 business days.
I feel like hopefully all my info isn't going to be showing up on the screen.
I actually have it written down, and it's 200. The declared value was $250 or less.
I was going to say, I think it was 2 something. So yeah, so that is a nice deal for the PSA stuff right now. Speaking of grading, I wanted to touch base slightly on, there was kind of a little scandal going on with CGC over the past week. I saw on Dan the Cardman's channel and a couple other channels. I think Neo talked about it, and I think Sportscard Dat, something like. Anyways, they were talking about CGC, which is known mostly for grading comic books, but they also are doing trading cards as well, and they're slowly becoming more and more popular in the sports card trading world. They got a lot of Pokemon, obviously from the whole comic book connections, but there was a discussion about how there's been some fake slabs out there. And when I say fake slabs, they're actually CGC slabs that were used like a heat gun, something. There's a way to get them open and then resealed, and so people don't know. So people were swapping out things in there, and it's like comic book. It's all been with comic books so far, but it's something to be mindful of because they are grading cards as well. So keep, just be mindful of what you're buying. Just because something's in a slab isn't guaranteed. You got to make sure what you're buying is what you're buying. Look up those cert numbers. Take a good look at the card front and back. Just trusting a grading company isn't really the way to go. I know it's you're like, oh, it's graded. It's an easy route, but always when you guys are going to buy cards and stuff like that, it's a good idea to look real carefully, best you can, because sometimes there's nothing you can do. You won't know until you have it in hand. But the best you can, look over what you're purchasing, and make sure you're getting what you paid for. So,
and I'm glad to see eBay, despite how frustrating it is, you buy that $300 card that's actually in a slab, it still has to go out and get authenticated. So, well done, eBay.
100%. Some other things in the news. I wanted to talk a little bit more, just touch base real quick on the Tom Brady card. I know. We have to keep an eye on it because we're just so curious of what it's going to finally sell at, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
We still have some time here. Let me bring up the whole Goldin site here, and I do have another article about this Tom Brady 1-of-1 card in the description if you are into looking at those articles. But on Goldin here, we are still at 95,000 with the buyer's premium. It's actually $115,900. They're showing 10 bids. We got 6 days left, so we'll have another I think maybe by the next podcast, or probably just after next week's podcast, we will know what the fate of this 1-of-1 PSA 9 Tom Brady autographed card is going to be. I still can't wrap my mind around it, but I guess I have a hard time with any card that's in the $100,000 range.
Yeah,
I understand the rarity. This is just a modern card, Tom Brady in a baseball uniform. It's just, I'm having a hard time.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
I don't get it, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it there. Well, all right. I'm not going to say if I got into a Bowman draft break, if I pulled one of these, I wouldn't be happy about it. I'm not saying that, but at any rate, that's what's going on with that.
So real quick, just to go right back to slabs real quick. So we got the numbers from GemRate for 2023, and it seems like a lot of these the big four have actually did pretty good. So what I got here is PSA has graded a grand total of 13.5 million cards, which is 21% above what they did in 2022. Then you got CGC at 1.7 million, which is plus 8%. SGC 1.2 million, which is just under 30% more than what they did. And then Beckett 772,000, which is 3% higher than last year. And what Adrian actually has right now on the screen for everybody to see And for those of you who are listening, just go to gemrate.com and you can pull these numbers up yourself as well, and it'll break everything down for you. But what we have up here now is as of yesterday, and already PSA is taking off running.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, CGC, as far as yesterday goes, is in second place over SGC. That's a little like surprising, like 1,000 more. So, yeah, I meant to bring up the screen that you were discussing. I apologize for that. But as you can scroll down here and get an idea for it's just kind of interesting information. It really doesn't freaking matter in the grand scheme of things. PSA is going to be on top for a long time. It is kind of interesting looking at these second and third tier companies to see where they're going in the ranks. Beckett, I don't even know why they're on the list anymore.
I'm waiting to see those other up and coming companies coming out. Like, when's Tag gonna be thrown in?
Yeah. So that's some food for thought there. All right, guys. We also, as far as that drama goes, we're gonna talk about a little drama.
There's always drama.
There's always drama. We just want to throw it out there, be subjective about it, of course. Card Collector 2 made it into the bad hobby news this past week. Right now, to me, it's like a whole lot of nothing, maybes kind of stuff. So a random Instagram new account said they had all this information on Card Collector 2 getting loaded boxes, and was talking about having the emails to prove it and what have you. And Card Collector 2 himself denied all these claims or what have you, just so you know. And now that new Instagram account, we haven't heard anything for a while, so it might just all be a bunch of BS. But I just, another thing I wanted to bring up with Card Collector 2, and for all of you to be mindful of, that it wasn't that long ago that Card Collector 2 was kind of tied in with the Marks Card scandal. And if you don't remember what that is, Marks Card was a third-party grader. You would send your cards to him, and he would then send them to PSA for you. And what happened was he either wasn't sending in the cards, he was sending the cards in, telling you he was sending them in on a higher tier where you would pay more money, but he was sending it actually on the lowest one and then pocketing the extra money. And Card Collector 2 was using him for that grading thing. So people were sending cards to Card Collector 2, which was its own kind of weird thing in its own, but they're thinking Card Collector 2 sending these cards in for him, where he's actually sending them to Mark's cards, and hence those cards are, a lot of people lost their cards, lost a lot of money. Is it possible that Card Collector 2, just thought he had a trusted friend and thought he was taking care of it? Possibly. I don't really think it was cool that he was taking cards from people that I don't think he was communicating it to him, that he was sending it to another company to do it, which it's just more and more stuff to be mindful of. There's a few of you out there, including Mr. Fuego, that trust me to send stuff to PSA for you, or Tag, or SGC, and I don't know what the expectations were for his customers, but I guess even you, Mr. Fuego, or other people, I don't think you expected, I try to send you screenshots of everything that's going on all the time.
There's times where I think initially when I started sending my stuff to you, I'm like, okay, you're sending me a little too much information, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who wish they got as much transparency with their source for grading as much as myself, to include everybody else who's actually done business with you. But I mean, it's a win-win for both. It builds that rapport and trust with the person you're trusting your cards with to get them graded at the right price, at the right tier, and they actually get those cards back. And at the same time, you yourself, who's taken on such a huge responsibility, don't want to tarnish your name for a lack of transparency with your customers. So, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I feel like the more info I send, the better, because even if it's, you guys are like, oh my God, all these text messages or all these pictures, God, it's too much. Well, at least I don't want the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, I wonder what's happening to my cards. I wonder if she got my cards. I wonder if they're at PSA. I wonder, if you don't have any of those questions, then it's it's more comfortable for everybody out there.
Correct.
So just something to consider if you are getting cards graded and you want to send them to somebody. Make sure you communicate the information you want up front, or ask the questions of what they do. Also, another thing, PSA, a lot of people, PSA doesn't charge until the cards are on their way back to you. So I don't take anybody's money until PSA actually charges me, because that makes sense to me. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on the website. Would appreciate it.
And for those of you that are listening and do have further questions that we haven't covered in today's episode, feel free to drop us an email and let us know what are your questions, and we'll fill them for you as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just through the podcast website up on the screen there. And so definitely check that out. Let us know.
Yes.
All right.
That website is baseball-junkies-podcast.podcastpage.io.
You know what? That's not our website anymore. I added card in there too. So baseball. Oh my, this is why we can't have nice things, because of me. Here we go. I got it. Let's do that. Whoop. There we go, guys.
All right, so we're giving you a remix.
Maybe
it is now baseball-card-junkies-podcast.podcastpage.io.
Yeah, we recently just kind of squeezed the word card in there to make it our podcast website, everything make a little bit more sense. We're strictly doing baseball card stuff now. So just FYI, we used to do a little mix of both. So that's why we had just Baseball Junkies. So that's what we got going on with that. I have the website in the description. I'll put it here in the chat here in a minute. Next on the hobby news, wanted to touch base on is, you guys are looking for a allegedly good read. You need that new book in your library here. There's a book.
And if you're looking to make a living in the hobby,
here it is. If you guys recall, Jeff Wilson over at Sportscard Investor has been working with his crew on this sports card collecting investing for dummies book. And there's been a little bit more talk on it because Jeff does have his Cards HQ opening the end of this month, the January 26th in Atlanta. The same time the Culture Collision's going on. So there's just been a lot of talk about that and this book in the news. This is a pre-order price at $24.99. Looking like expected to be out in early April. I know I was like, I said I was like not going to get this to waste my time, but like you said, I'm like kind of curious, like, of what's in it. I might have it just to see. So anyways,
it'll make great for talking points.
All right. I think that, was there any more card news? I think I got the card news covered. I
think we pretty much covered everything for the most part.
I'm pretty excited for the new trivia deal we got going here.
Yeah, we got a new trivia format for everybody.
All right, guys. So every week we do a trivia question. And for those of you that are listening, we're working on getting it to where it gets read out too, so you guys can hear. I know Mr. Fuego always repeats it right after, but I know those of you guys on the podcast side of things, you're just hearing like this music playing, but we're going to get that more streamlined. And for the rest of you in the comments here live on YouTube, are you ready for trivia? It's about that time. Let's get it. All
completely
right.
threw everybody off.
It did.
So the question for everybody that's listening was for you to name this player. Okay. This player was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2022. He is a 3-time World Series champion. His most notable quote was, "This is our effing city." And the answer
Yeah.
that you should have came up with was none other than Big Papi, David Ortiz. Now, the question that I want to pose to our listeners and our viewers is, where did that quote actually come from? What led him to come up with that quote?
Can I answer that? Was that
By
for
all
me to answer?
means.
All right. So during this, just before this time, Boston suffered a big tragedy during the Boston Marathon, where some bomb, just lack of better, bombs went off, killed a lot of innocent people. It was a really tragic time in Boston's history, and Boston was building up and coming together as a city after that, and that was during that time. The Red Sox were doing great things, and this speech really, really ignited the city of Boston at that time. It was a really cool thing that Big Papi was talking about and did. So, yeah. As far as the winner tonight, I'm wondering. I'm only watching on StreamYard tonight, and I feel like it came in late, but I could be
It did come in
wrong.
late.
Okay, so the first person that got the right answer was W. Vogs, but I think it was after the answer already came up. But Will, congratulations! I think we have you up on the
We
website
do have
already
them up.
still, so just leave them on there for another week. But I think next week we'll have a little bit more time in between the last hint and we just have little tiny quirks to get dialed in there. And I did have the chat over here, but the chat from YouTube, I think I accidentally shut it down. So, all right, guys. So, okay, we are going to do some top 5. My top 5 is a little different today. I am not putting up 5 different Shohei Ohtani cards again. Don't get me wrong. I love Shohei Ohtani, but I just got sick and tired of putting up the, top 5 cards.
We are all Ohtani'd out.
So I always go to the Sportscard Investor website. That's where we get, our details on, and I go to the baseball category. And so I just scrolled down a few more cards here, just to bring some variety. Oh my God, it's already changed. It changed from, okay, I've got them all on here. All right, here we go, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the top 5. All right, from the latest Bowman draft product, this is a 2023 Bowman draft, like I just said, Chrome, Wyatt Langford first auto. We've seen a 7-day increase of 3.6% on this card and a 30-day increase of 6.5. Wyatt Langford is just one of those top guys. He's not the top guy that people are looking for in Bowman draft, but must have
Definitely top 5.
Yeah, this card raw is going for about $300 on eBay.
Well, I see your $300 raw Wyatt Langford, and I will raise you a recent sale from December 27th at a PSA 10 for $500.
Dang, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Somebody got these cards into PSA quick for that quick turnaround and made a smidge bit of money.
Yes.
All right, number 4. Here we go. All right, like I said, this was an altered number 4. It scrolled through, but Adrian Beltre is probably the next shoe-in, I believe, for the Hall of Fame coming up here. And this is his 1997 Bowman's Best Base rookie card. 7-day increase of 84.2% and a 30-day increase of 157.4%. I love this card. I don't have any raw on the Sports Card Investor side. I'm showing a PSA 10 of this is about, somebody's got one up for 164, but usually it looks like about 190 is the average for a PSA 10 of this card.
So there was only 2 copies of this card at a PSA 10 sold in 2024 so far. The first one sold on the 1st for 180, and the most recent was actually on the 4th, which sold for 175.
All right. Not too shabby. I love that card. I love Bowman's Best. All the year you go back and look at the years, they're beautiful looking cards. And this is just a nice young picture of Adrian Beltre. All right, next up, number 3. Here we go. I think a lot of people are really excited to see Elly De La Cruz. This is his Bowman Chrome first card, just out of 2022 Bowman. Let's see, 7-day increase of 8.7%, 30-day increase of 21.8%. You can get this card raw for about $10, $11-ish on eBay.
Okay, so there was 4 copies of this card actually sold yesterday. The lowest was at $50 even, and on the high end, we're looking at $78.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think people are excited to see Elly De La Cruz come back and do the things he was doing. He was really exciting when he came up last year. I'm guessing that he's going to have a rookie card in 2024 Topps flagship, I believe. I know. You never know. So, all right, that's what we got for 3. How about number 2? So because this wasn't a Shohei Ohtani card that I've seen week after week, I decided to throw this one in because I do love the Topps Chrome Freshman Flash. And this, of course, this is coming out of 2018 Topps Chrome. We've seen a 7-day increase of 20.5% and a 30-day increase of 39.1%. Oh, and it's about $47 to $50 raw on eBay.
Okay, so all of these sales at a PSA 10 happen at the same day. So the lowest I see here was at about 129, about $130.
Nice.
And on the high end, we're looking at 160.
Yeah, very cool. I thought this was a really cool looking card. The freshman flash cards in all the Topps years usually have I think the picture that's shown here doesn't give it quite the justice of the colors and refractor-ish look that comes out of it. So very cool. And then last but not least, number 1. So believe it or not, this Shohei Ohtani card hasn't been on the top 5 in the past couple weeks here. This is a 2018 Bowman Chrome base batting with Shohei Ohtani batting. We're seeing a 7-day increase of 6.3% and a 38-day increase of 32%. Excuse me. This card raw is going for about $300 to $400. Man.
Do you really want me to go through PSA 10 sales?
Just give me the last couple.
Well,
oh my God.
Okay.
They
all sold on the same day. Okay. On January 4th, on the low end, a PSA 10 sold for $805. And on the high end, one actually sold for $884.50.
So, not too shabby. So, FYI, the actual top 2 were the 2018 Topps number 700, base card Shohei Ohtani, and out of 2018 Bowman, the base Shohei Ohtani. Those are the actual top 2 selling of the week. Those have been up in the top 5 in the past 3 weeks. Just FYI, if you've got any, if you're looking to sell or something like that. Those are still the actual top 2, but I just wanted to spice up our top 5 a little bit this week, and I scrolled through, and then from this morning, the Max Clark from Bowman Draft. Max Clark is one of the top guys people are looking for in Bowman Draft. He's on the Detroit Tigers. It's his Bowman first card, for first round draft pick. So just FYI for that. So those are our top 5. It's time for our favorite time.
Let's do it.
Banter. All right, guys. Banter. I've been talking this whole podcast so much. You want to start banter for me, Battle?
Well, let's see. We kicking off. It seems like a lot of the shenanigans that's occurred in 23 is slowly trickling in to 24, but I'm gonna be very optimistic and hope for the best, yet expect the worst, hoping, and it kind of gonna go into our last episode for season 2. We've already laid out what we're expecting to see within the hobby for this upcoming year, and hopefully everything comes as we've mentioned. Not saying it's gonna be perfect. We are still gonna go through those bumpy roads, and there's all it takes is one person to really put a damper on the hobby for everybody. But I'm gonna try to be positive, and hopefully Fanatics, with the new year kicking off, new year, new start, and they actually considered the consumer in their ideas for future products and everything like that. And if you haven't caught my latest video that I released this morning, I'm dubbing 2024 the year of the collector. Okay, to be honest, it's all about those that are in the hobby for the purposes of collecting, not looking at making how much profit we're going to make at the end of the year or whatever the case may be. That's just my personal opinion.
I think you're when you say that, I think you'll agree. Like, I don't think the whole making money with cards is ever really going to go away, but I think you're probably talking about people that are strictly in it for flipping and don't even care about anything. I think we're headed more back to the collector too. And you guys, I did put Mr. Fuego's latest video in the description. Go check it out. Great video, some great new slabs. And we're also going to be in Mr. Fuego's channel at the Baseball Card Junkies podcast after show, about 30 minutes after the show ends here tonight. So definitely check that out. I would have to agree with you. I think because, let's just face the card market, it just keeps dropping. It's going to probably keep dropping. And then those that are really love cards, collecting sports cards are going to be here to stay. So I think it's going to be a great year for us. I think a lot of cards are going to continue to be more affordable. There's a lot of people going about their hobby collecting in a different manner per se. I myself, last year, one of my resolution was upgrading my collection, and I've continued to keep doing that. But there are cards that are, no matter what, they're just not going away. Right. I do still have base cards that I like to keep. I just collected. I mean, for an example, with the help of a lot of you in the community, mostly Arnie over at carddeal.com, I got the entire All-Star card set out of Update, and I wanted that because I went to the All-Star game this year, so I wanted all the whole base set, and I actually almost have a second set done here. My aunt that went with me to the All-Star game, I'm gonna surprise her with that when I see her again soon. So there was another fun thing that I saw on Instagram. If you guys haven't seen, I think it's Ta27. I'm gonna bring him up. I know maybe you don't recognize the name, but if you have been scrolling through your Instagram, you might have seen it. This guy goes and looks at pictures of cards and takes looks at the uniforms, looks at the background, and determines what game the picture was taken, which is super fun to think about it. If you go back and look, and maybe you were at that game, right? How cool would it be that you were at that game and you got a baseball card that was the picture was taken during that game? I was able to find it here. I want to show it and share it with you because this is super fun collecting stuff, in my opinion. So it's TA 24 cards. All right. So I'm going to see if I can show you one of these here. For example, oh, this Ronald Acuna one looks amazing. Will it play for me?
Wearing their red jerseys. Luckily for the 2020 shortened season, they wear this in 9 games. He does not play in 3 of those games, so that narrows things down to 6. The elbow pad here indicates that he hasn't had the time to take it off, so he's trying for a double as opposed to a steal. So of the remaining 6 games, let's only look for ones where he hit a double, and that brings us to 2. We can see in this close-up on August 2nd that he's wearing a blue sleeve, and we need to find a red one. So that leaves us with only one option, the July 31st game.
Kind of comes and goes. It makes it difficult for him. First pitch, line drive for Acuna. And that's a sure way not to get to 2 strikes. It's easy to try to stretch this into a double. The ball gets away from Cano. And Acuna slides in safely. Thought about moving to third and now scrambles back to second without his helmet. He never stopped running out of the box on that play. And a hustle double for Acuna.
So as you can see there, I don't know. I find that to be super cool. So now, cool. Yeah. So guys, give him a follow. Check him out on Instagram. And he's done several different players and different cards and stuff. It's really fun to see his process. This guy must spend some time figuring this out. So I don't know. I think it's really cool.
And I've seen a lot of unique methods in collecting with the vintage collectors. And the set that they get really creative with, it happens to be that T206 set. You've got individuals that either are collecting all Hall of Famers, or they're collecting those cards that are from the same factory, like Polar Bear, for example. And, that's a real fun way on actually how to spice up your collecting habits. It's a pain in the neck if you really look at it, because those kind of cards you don't find them everywhere, but when you do find them, it's like one step closer to mission accomplishment. So whatever you find or whatever you use to spice up your collecting habits, hey, by all means, do you.
Absolutely. So Mr. Fuego, what else you got going on? What's coming up on your channel, coming up in your card collecting habits?
Again, I just released a video that Adrian initially recorded and uploaded on her channel about some cards that she actually sent out graded for me. I went ahead and did a video follow-up on that, because I did mention in the video that there's always you've got the tendency of throwing a surprise or two in that box of whatever you send me. So I throw that up there. Upcoming, I do plan my next video. I do foresee actually taking the viewers on another journey to a card show that is actually coming up in the Central Florida area.
Nice. That's going to be freaking sick. I wish I had a card show to go to. Guess I'm going to have to get a boom box instead. I've got a lot of PSA orders I'm working on. I got a tag order I'm working on. I'm pumped because Ziggy No messaged me today. He's got a card he wants to go to tag. So that's exciting. Ziggy No hopefully will be a guest on the channel soon. We're supposed to get Dan the Card Man here on the channel here pretty soon. We've been working on getting him on here. it was supposed to be the end of January, but he got sick. We've been in communications with one another, and let's face it, Dan the Cardman's like super busy. So, but he is really good at.
He's on the other side of the globe.
Yes, yeah, he is in Australia, but he is really good about communicating. So I know it's going to happen soon, and I'm just excited. I'm excited that we're in season 3 and things are going to keep moving on up.
And again, we on behalf of Adrian and I want to go ahead and express our thanks and gratitude for opening up season 3 with us. Okay. And it's only going to get better from here. We're going to keep pushing to find the latest and greatest on what's going on in the hobby and bring it out to you guys. So just be on the lookout. It may not be on this platform instantly, but as we get information, we'll pass it on through the methods that we know, and then we will actually bring it up and talk about it more in detail on the podcast. So just be on the lookout for that.
100%. I should have a nice Bowman Chrome Sapphire rip for you guys next week. I've got the Magnus Mystery Packs break happening soon. Stay tuned for that. I'm just waiting for other hobby boxes to come and actually be in my possession to start talking about that. Lots of exciting things to come. A lot of exciting things out there in the YouTube land. Mike and Mr. Fuego hosted a break this past week of a whole case of blaster boxes of Platinum Anniversary 2022 Platinum Anniversary. Go watch the replay of that. It was freaking awesome. Really cool. Derek Jeter got pulled out of that. Got a super chat just now from Alan Forrest. Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you so much, Alan. Appreciate it.
Alan, amazing collection, man. You guys don't check out our Discords. He posts a lot of his stuff on there. And he got a couple more Bryce Harpers today that are insane. And I lost my train of thought with that wonderful super chat. The break was a lot of fun this past week. Hopefully, you and Mike will do more of those in the future. And yeah, you guys come hang out with us in a little bit here on Mr. Fuego's channel so we can talk more to you guys one-on-one. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast, episode 1, season 3. Catch you all next week. Have a great night and a great
Have a good night, everybody.